picture that was taken of the Esplin property when Michelle and Stan did it, and then they had it made up and put on this canvas, and it was a wonderful Christmas gift. Right here is Sugar Mountain, and we hiked that on one of our early dates.
Go ahead.
These are different awards that Roe received over the years when he worked for ABS. It was a gift from a neighbor lady. The clock.
This is a treasure that Dad bought when he was in Chile with Dave.
Yes, years and years ago, had it in the house all the time. I was a young girl growing up, and it's a nice little magazine rack. Are some gold cups and a pitcher, and those were wedding gifts from the bishopric when we were married in 1961.
You're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah. So if someone wants them now, they're available. You would give them away now.
No, I don't want to give them away yet.
Okay.
I enjoy looking at them.
Okay.
Okay.
And then the tall, thin, look like sherbet cups is actually real crystal. And we bought that at an auction at the really high school.
And you like looking at those still too?
I still enjoy looking
Okay.
at them.
I'm assuming you like seeing all of this at this
Yes.
point.
The china, you want to?
I would like to hang on to the china,
Okay.
but when I'm gone, all my girls have that same china, and if there's have any missing parts, I'd like them to have the opportunity to replace.
Okay.
There's a
Yep.
That's the pattern.
that was the plan. There's a
Those are cute too.
that's just china. Everything else is just stuff I use and
Except
enjoy.
the silver platter at
At
the very bottom.
bottom is the silver platter.
Which we're still not sure why.
It was actually a tray, and when I've had sickness, I've used it. But this gold one is another one that I've enjoyed using.
We need to silver polish this
Yeah.
because it's pretty.
It's
tarnished.
silver-coated
Who would like
tray.
to have that? We volunteer. Dave, the youngest, are always the spoilest. There you go.
So anybody that cares for silver and wants to use it as a tray for sickness, fits a little cloth fitted. On the bottom shelf is a bowl, a covered bowl. My mother loved covered bowls, and she always used that one for Boston baked beans. And anybody in the neighborhood that had a sickness or a death, she would make sure they got a bowl full of Boston baked beans that she made from scratch. Pieces up above were won in horse shows. This one right here was not. This was a wedding gift. It had a little bowl here that held honey or whatever you wanted to eat, or sugar, whatever you wanted on your table.
Yep.
That was these were won at horse shows. It was a set of 6 goblets, and when we got home about midnight, we celebrated the win by drinking some Coca-Cola out of it, I think. Can't remember what we drank. The bowl here, you want to take the bowl down, Anita? This was one of the horse show that one of the brothers in the church sponsored, and it was first prize with one of the horses Dad was showing.
Is this one of the few actual trophies that you got?
Mm-hmm.
The rest kind of disappeared, but you got this one.
Yeah, well the monies they always kept,
Yeah.
but sometimes the trophies they gave away, and these were the ones that I loved,
Yeah.
so I kept them on.
Because there used to be closets of trophies.
Yes, it was.
And I don't know where those ended up, but at least this one survived with Mom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's take it out.
Let's just say creeper clown in the back.
Grab on my last doll next to the clown. That's my last doll. Oh, Bill, you're getting a good picture.
Yeah. So there's all the little treasures of it. Mom's gonna figure out a better place to put them than here.
This was a chest that my mother kept in her room all her life. After my dad made it for her when they were both still in school, and he was in high school, and he made this little chest for her, and she put her treasures in it. And it got knocked over sometime since then, about the 1920s, and
That's a
broke
treasure.
this end off. Horses, and showing horses and working with horses. They loved working with wood. He made this little box for me, excuse me, when I was an infant, and has my name on it. And Kevin refinished the top for me, and Anita said she would like it, and so it's hers. Nice. He also made this lamp, and I've loved this lamp, and he turned it out. He worked at Hill Air Force Base. He invented a lot of things in the woodworking shop and different things he could make, and on his off time, he made these things. Dan and Michelle gave us this little temple one time, and we just love it. That's where we were married in 1961. Okay.
Sewing
Lindsay
machine,
Rose Esplin helped me pick it out, and I told her she could have it if she wanted, so she's got first dibs on it. So anyway, if she wants it, that's fine.
And a nice little sewing table, a chair.
And this is a Viking, and I've made a lot of quilts with this machine. This is my spoon collection, and most of these spoons were purchased when I was in that area that they came from, but not all. Some of them were gifts from other people, and we just put them in with the collection. It's been fun. This chair was in my mother's house for a long time, and there's another one in the other room that she had in her living room. And I tutored a couple little boys, and the father was a reupholsterer man. And so I said, he wanted to pay me, and I said, well, I don't know what to charge. I'm not a professional teacher, but I do tutor. And how about reupholstering my chairs? And so he did, and he had the boys help him. Footstool. This little stool was made by Stan, and it's really sturdy, and a lot of people have copied it, and they had Cub Scout boys make it.
There you go.
I never did that, but I've sure enjoyed it. It's safe to stand on because it's made out of 2x4s. On the back.
Okay. Made by a friend.
Father, he was in his 90s when he was making that. He would glue walnut nuts, the whole nut, onto a board and then run them through his saw and cut them into little slivers. And then he glued these slivers together and he sold them. So there was that one and this one. These were gifts from Jim Grzenti.
And this lovely lavender gift. Lavender oil, little gift.
It's a treasure.
Tuck.
This treasure was given to me by my father. It's an orchid cut up into the plastic, and then stains were added. This was a thing that was really important to do in the 50s.
Nice.
And then my mother crocheted this, one of these long necklaces, and I've enjoyed these pieces of jewelry. This one is a brooch, and it was made out of a stone found in Idaho by a farmer, and he insisted Dad come on Christmas Day and service his cow. I was not excited. That was his one day off in the whole year, and so he said, I'll get up at 5 in the morning and go take care of that cow. So that's what he did, and the man felt guilty, and he sent him home with this for me. And these are the Eagle badges won by my boys and my little spare boy, Jory Newcomb. So all 3 of my sons got their Eagle, and Jory pinned that one on me. And then these were just little pins. Relief Society used to give little pins out. When we were, Relief Society was almost like a club. So I don't have a lot of jewelry. I'm not really fond of a lot of stuff, but what I do like, I really have enjoyed in life. Here's another Relief Society.
Nice.
These puzzled together. There's so many eyes. I had to put all the eyes together at the same time so I could figure it out.
Glare.
I loved it. It was wonderful. It took me 3 days to put it together. And then this one Diana made for me, and I really appreciated it. It helped. She made it for Dad actually, way back when he had some depression. This one was a gift from Jory Newcomb. He and his wife bought it and framed it and gave it to us on our 50th wedding anniversary. And this was a gift from Michelle and Stan for a Christmas one year. Now this is a treasure right here. This is my grandfather's photo album. And Grandpa Adams had it, and I passed it on to Stan.
I was going to say, Stan probably deserves this.
I'm sorry, to Ken.
Oh, sorry, Ken.
Passed it to
Sorry,
Ken,
Ken.
but he returned it.
Oh,
So
well then, there you go.
this has some pictures of my grandfather, my great-grandfather, and great-great-grandfather.
And I know Stan has got copies of all this.
All this has been
Books.
copied. Here's the grandpa.
Yeah.
Henry Smith Adams, who lost his eye in the Civil War. A lot of the women, and they've all been identified, and they're in the history book somewhere. But these are the original pictures that Lindsay and her husband
Samuel.
Sam put together and
Nice.
gave to me. So I have pictures of their wedding, and it was wonderful to be there together and see them married.
And then did you have some bells downstairs?
I do. I have, anytime you have 3 of anything, you've got a collection. So I've got a bell collection up here and a bell collection in the basement. I've collected bells since I was married.
Nice.
And one of the original ones is downstairs. These came from different people, and I just love bells. And picture of families. These 2 paintings at the top and the birds on the other side were painted by a 92-year-old artist that Tanya Buck gave me when she moved out of Burley.
Oh, so
They were
special
her
from your
dad's. Her
friend.
dad painted them. Yes, it's family, my 80th birthday party, and Ken carved these all out of wood and sprayed them and presented them to us. Also, he bought the temple for us when we were working in the Twin Falls Temple, and it's a treasure to me. 80th birthday book, and mine's over there, I think.
Mm-hmm.
They're pictures of ourselves as we matured. This was a gift from Roe on our anniversary, when he and David went to Australia. They both brought back these clocks that were made from a red bird tree. So here's the bun that was stuck out on the tree, and they just carved it out and put the words in this little clock in it. And I've treasured that.
That's from Dave?
Uh-huh.
From when he went with Dave?
It was from Dad and Dave.
Right.
I like to keep things that were gifts. This was a gift, the kind of little lamps that were used by the wise virgins and that ran out of oil by the foolish ones. And that came from Anne Clark. And this one was one that was given to Diana, and the man that found it in Korea thought it looked like a pregnant lady, and he gave it to her, Diana, and carved this little holder, and Diana gave it to me. So I like this little rock. It's a little lava rock. The speaking dog came from Ursula Byington from Germany, and we had a little auction in Relief Society, and I bought her little speaking dog. The next one is a little doll that was crocheted by a Hispanic lady that Ken had taught the gospel to, and she'd find these old worn out dolls and crochet this, and that's a roll of toilet paper underneath holds her up. And she gave it to us. They always want to give you a gift when they come, and a little hat fits on her head. That looks better.
Much better.
Yeah.
You found the hat.
Yeah. My beautician gave this to me one year. I was tutoring her boys, and I have found joy in my journey. The one above it was made by Joy Michelson, and I worked with that teacher for several years at the school. And then another picture painted by Tanya's father. I remember when Mother bought this Bible from a traveling salesman, and she loved it, and she put records in it. It had a hard time. I need to find somebody that can rebind it. But it's got gorgeous paintings of famous pictures, and it's got some genealogy. Here's the 10 Commandments, and here is the Civil War dollar, Confederate dollars. She kept it in her Bible, part of history of the world. And beautiful, beautiful paintings are in this Bible.
And you remember looking at this as a child?
As a child, I remember looking through it. Mother would read out of it. I read out of it. It's kind of big to hold on your lap, but she put in her own handwriting. Mother taught handwriting, and she wrote these records in this genealogy record in this Bible. And then after she passed, I added her passing, and then her children's register. So here's my brothers and myself, their marriages, and she put down that they did. Hank did a military service in the Navy, and I wrote a little history here for general information. And anyway, it's not filled out, but it's here. If you're interested in plants, these are what I like to have in my home. I've always had plants, and I've always enjoyed them. This is a start off of a hosta plant that my mother had, and I mean this was the hosta. This is an aloe vera. And these, I've raised these lots of different times. They're called spider plant. And the little plant goes down here, and these are the babies growing. And there's one over here on the back side. You can see the little baby plants coming. And all you have to do is clip it off, stick the root in the ground, and it'll root. And then this one was a birthday gift from Sherry. She had it sent from Oregon when she lived there, and it was my birthday time. And it's
Some kind of cactus, isn't
Christmas-
it?
it's called
cactus?
Christmas cactus.
Dibs on the hat that we're all required to wear at all times.
It keeps your head
In the winter
warm.
and spring, summer.
This little scarf I made in Relief Society. It's just crocheted, and it was a lot of fun, a project that Relief Society did. But the little hat, which I really enjoy when it's cold, extra cold, was bought by a lady that worked at the plant, and my friend Zena Ray Bench bought it for me for $4, and I love this cute little hat.
really
It's been
fun.
fun. We used to wear hats all the time to church, but it went out of popular activities
Style,
in the
yeah.
70s. I've got lots and lots of quilts that I've made. This one was the last one. We made it in 2022, and we made it, and people signed it.
She means
when we
21,
had
but it's okay. This was your 80th birthday.
Birthday party. And people that weren't there, their name got added by somebody else. So Michelle helped me finish tying it, and we use it here for comfort.
Stan clock made. Correction, Stan bought clock.
I think Diana.
No, those are me.
Israel. They're Israel.
No, Arabic, but that's okay.
Arabic.
Yeah.
Anybody would like those things that hold the church back
Scout emblem curtain holder thingers.
between Idaho. And
Nicely
Utah.
framed.
Idaho.
Thank you, Ken.
Let me hold your stuff while
This
you
is
feel it.
made
She says use it. And I
by
used
me.
it.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
I put
What's
the.
happened?
Oh, you
Wholehearted.
wholehearted. Mom put it on sticky something so it wouldn't slide.
Actually, if anybody wants some more of that, I got a whole roll of that sticky stuff. Okay, this is a picture of Jesus Christ that Ken bought and brought home from his mission when he went to Chicago.
Okay, all of these family photos, we're assuming our genealogist Stan has copies of. If he doesn't, you need to send them to him. Won't you love that, Stan? Mm-hmm. And they're all, or you have your own in the cloud.
There's no sentimental value on this clock. It's just one of many that I have in the house. But it used to sing, a little bird would sing when it hit the hour time. And it was the bird underneath the hour hand. So some of them still work. Might be fun to fix it up and enjoy.
What are they? Just, yeah, two chairs.
And the books here, and anybody can have whatever they want. And there's over 200 videos, and most of them we've seen many times, and so they're available for whoever might
And are
want
they CDs or VHS or both?
both. The painting was painted. Tanya painted it.
There you go. And then what do you have in your tub? Quilts? More
Yeah.
quilts? Okay.
And Afghans, some of them were made by my mother. Sure, if you want to.
It's Darlene.
Yes, darling. We just set it out here because it's really cute.
She had a friend that would bring her scraps.
I love
of
these
material.
little-
And this is
Peeking.
quilted.
I quilted it.
Oh, Mom did it.
I quilted it.
Did she
My
piece
it?
When she passed on, she had this one, and I brought it home and put the
Okay.
back on it. She had the back already bought, and I just
Finished it.
finished it.
That's nice. It's really fun.
Broomstick crocheting. This was crocheted by Anne Lewis, Reed Lewis's wife.
Oh.
And Anne had lupus. I was her Relief Society president, and she decided to make this for me. And it took her 100 hours to make this handmade Afghan, I guess. Your dad made this headboard when we lived in California back in the 60s. And he got some really good wood. And I can't think the name of it right now, but it's just a nice headboard.
And it's lasted
Forever.
Oh my goodness.
50. almost 60 years.
Almost 60 years.
Another Grandma Adams quilt.
And this one's called Butterflies and Pine Trees. That's what she called it. And here's some more of these little...
So now
Pretty girl
this
dress.
fabric I recognize.
Okay, let's flip it over. This was a quilt that my mother had finished the top, but hadn't quilted it yet. And so I brought it home and quilted it. And this was when they were just doing, she called it a crazy quilt. Just strips of material sewed on the straight line, but laid out on a diagonal. So I loved it. It's a fun. This was a quilt that my mother had finished the top, but hadn't quilted it yet. And so I brought it home and quilted it. And this was when they were just doing, she called it a crazy quilt. Just strips of material sewed on the straight line, but laid out on a diagonal. So I loved it. It's a fun. Okay, this one, I think she quilted this one on a sewing machine. Yeah. This is a quilt that my mother made, and she finished the whole thing, and it's called Butterflies. There's the butterfly. And Pine Trees. It's supposed to be a big pine tree.
See, this fabric we'll recognize. I remember
Yeah.
something made out of this, something made out of this. Where's
Maybe
that
the-
one? The one that
That
looks like
fairy
pizza.
stuff might have been this one. We'll have to look at the picture, because she
The
had
apple
lots
one.
of scraps
This one is very
These
recognizable.
are Afghan
that Grandma Adams
that
made.
Grandma made.
She made this one for Roe, told him to put it in his pickup. I wouldn't let him. It was too beautiful to put in that dirty old pickup.
She found more treasures.
Oh, they're
Nice.
children.
That's
A gift to Mom and Dad from someone.
This is a little nativity scene, and I picked all these little figurines out. They're not fired. They're just little clay figurines. The Mama, and Mary, and baby Jesus, and the little lambs. Here's the little baby Jesus
From where?
from Guatemala. They have tons
with
of them.
Dave's family.
Yeah.
I liked it so much.
Aren't they little eyes?
Because
There's
it's just
also a little dish and then the
cute.
cover.
And I don't remember. This was a flower vase, I guess.
Little
I'm
treasures.
sure it's the goblet
Somebody
from the
else
last
probably
supper.
brought it. It might be. Okay, this was a sewing box that Ro bought for me years and years ago for an anniversary gift. And I think it was our second or third anniversary, I guess, when we finally quit running around the world. And I've just treasured it. I've used it for sewing for many, many years. Hard duty when he was in Germany. It's got, with a full lining.
Look how thin he was.
And then, yeah. And he was just a skinny little guy. It was all muscle. He could pick me up. I weighed 115. He could pick me up and carry me. And he probably weighed 120, maybe 125.
That's how much this jacket weighs.
And that's what he had to wear when he walked guard in Germany. That keeps you warm.
That's so cool.
That's nice.
And this, just the outer part of it, not the inner lining, as the headless horseman for Halloween. And we put a pillowcase on his head. So his head was underneath the collar, and we put the pillowcase on top of his head, and it had red stuff on it, so he looked like he was headless. So,
Get you some more light.
piece of wood.
Is that some more of your Belle collections?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
This one came from Baltimore. And this one, I don't know where it came from. This is the one.
This might be the one in the picture.
It could be.
Mahogany. The wood in the other bedroom is mahogany.
Grandpa made chest.
Yeah. He made it so it wouldn't hurt their little fingers if they dropped the lid on it, which is a good thing. And then this box. So that was a good
So
thing.
that's a toy box.
Esplin, the late Esplin's temple bag. And when she passed away, we got it. And it's leather. And it's heavy. And I put play clothes in it.
This
And let little kids dress up in
Ah,
these play clothes.
That's my dance outfit
And
from
this is
when
the-
I was in the dance festival.
I think that would be fun to show to your kids.
I wore that. So did you probably, Sherry.
Yes, they were very lovely.
Yeah.
No mocking.
Yeah. That was another dancing. Love it. Christmas hats. I think that went on your part of that costume. Yeah.
Part of the costume, yeah. And a cowboy thing.
Pull out some more over
And then
here.
this was Ken's dance shirt.
Are you loving this, everyone? Wait, that was a dance shirt too.
Yes, it was. And
Dance festival. I think I remember
well,
wearing that.
this was being a candy striper at the hospital.
Oh, is that yours, Sherber?
Yes. Being a candy striper.
Did you wear that orange dress or is that Diana's? I don't think I did.
Sherry wore
I
that.
might have.
Yeah.
And this was my belt that I wore in high school.
Uh-huh.
I had a 25-inch waist.
None of us can get that around our
Nobody
bodies.
could ever wear it. And you could just hook it like that.
Oh, that's
Now
cute.
you might have worn this.
I wore that a lot. That was a
Love that.
favorite shirt.
And we always wore
I don't know if I wore that. That looks like
we
Ken's.
always wore gloves to church when I
Uh-huh.
started going to church. And hats.
There you go.
Not that
Treasure
kind
box. Treasure box.
This is a fun little dress-up box.
of- That's a darling hat.
There you go.
I love hats.
Ah,
What
very
a
cute.
fun little treasure box.
It was yin and yang. So when I went to pick up Diana from her mission in Korea. In the subway, they had lots of little shops. And I bought this yin and yang hanging thing as my souvenir from Korea.
There you go.
And then this one was made by the mother of the best friend David made when he was in Japan.
It's not a spittoon.
not this?
or
No, this.
Oh, this.
And so
That's
Samurai
not a
Warriors
spittoon.
hat.
Maybe it is. Maybe it's a potty bottle. But that's what Grandma's talking about.
Yeah, that,
Sorry.
Yeah,
And that's from Japan?
Yeah, a lady in Japan made it and sent
really
it, gave
cool.
it to David when he left Japan. I never knew which way was supposed to be hung, but it's supposed to be samurai warrior representation.
And the rest of these
with a hat.
pictures, you're on your own.
Was this done by anyone in particular, or is that...
It's just a sketch
Really
by
cool
this guy that
Nauvoo.
Okay.
puts people's faces
Is that
in
the
it.
Logan? I don't know.
It looks like Nauvoo.
I think
Oh,
it's
Nauvoo.
Nauvoo. Did this picture when she was learning how to paint, and I just loved it. It's on masonite. It was a different way to get a texture to a picture, and she had a lot of fun with it. This one came from Italy, and it was painted in the 1700s, and it's a copy of what was the man wanted to depict Christ. Diana bought this one. It had a dome over the top of it, and it's run ever since really good, and we've enjoyed it a lot. This was my mother's sewing machine cabinet, and I just put it here because I didn't know where else to put it. And
And
the
your-
machine's gone, I wore it out. This is a toy refrigerator that Ro made for the little boys and girls at our house, and it was so big I turned it into a diaper cupboard, and now it's a linen closet, a linen. My dad's desk after he passed, and he used it as a clipboard when he was a judge, when he
Oh,
judged
for
horse
horses.
shows.
That's cool.
Yeah, and it had his name on it.
Very sweet.
And Sherry made that for Dad and I for an anniversary gift one year, I think. And Anita made the little girl at the top. and I
You made
loved it.
that?
I did.
Yours
She's
looks
always
better than
been
mine.
a
I
good
pa-
worker.
I painted it by copying somebody's.
It was good. The
And there's your bells.
yeah, there's my bell collection right there.
And I
And so I think Anita gave me the teacher sign back behind it.
yeah,
And she also gave me the little
bear from England.
bear from England, and a little girl that had serious issues and emotional difficulties that was in our ward took our name and put words to the side, and she embroidered that and presented
Nice.
it to us. It was so sweet. In Germany, when we were there, we bought this little set, and I thought, oh goodness, that's a beautiful punch set. And when I took it home, my landlady said in her broken English, "Ah, Linda, this is very good for the Vigod vodka. Nine, Hilda, 9 vodka." We had a good laugh over that one.
So what is that, like, they call them the German Steins?
Steins.
Well,
So that's where they serve the alcohol out of
Yeah.
that, or is that like a...
I thought Steins were
It was a
taller,
punch bowl
but
of
maybe
some sort that
fancier.
They put up vodka in their punch.
Whatever it is, it's very cool.
Yeah, and then the little shot set, we used it during the pandemic in the 2020 and 21 for our sacrament, but that was a present from the German lady, mother-in-law. The grandparents lived on the top floor, the parents and the child lived on the middle floor, and we got the ground floor. We didn't have to do stairs to go to our 2 little room apartment. Counted cross-stitch pictures.
Cross stitches are made by Sherry.
Yep.
Picture collection by Brian.
And, this is a book out of my Henry Smith Adams library. And he would send to England and get these books. They were leather-bound books.
What
and I
year
got-
is this one?
Oh goodness. This is Robert Louis Stevenson's, I left my glasses in the
Here,
other
let me
room.
see if I can see it.
Oh, you two are both useless.
I know,
We're
right?
both blind without. Oh, here they are. I
1903.
had them down. I had them on my
1903.
neck.
So over 100 years ago, 120 years ago.
1903.
There, you got it.
And we're
Yeah.
going through the treasures in Grandma's cedar
This
chest.
is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, The Merry Men and Other Tales.
Okay, say it again.
This is a hat that was tatted, and my mother wore it to church when she was a little girl. And it's just set like that on
So
there.
it was made by one of her
Oh, one of
relatives.
her relatives. I have no idea who. But it's tatted. It's beautiful tatting. To me, that's the priceless heirloom. Okay. A couple passports.
A letter from
1940, before I was born, and it was my mom writing to my dad when he came to Utah, and she wrote him a letter. She and the children stayed in Nebraska.
Sweet.
And if Kevin's got my other letter, you take this one.
Okay.
Alvin Lawrence Adams. And this is a little, what they call it?
It's like, it says album, doesn't it?
He just put Alvin. I don't know what he put in there. And it was just a little thing that people wrote little messages to you. Little autographs.
autograph book.
So this was somebody wrote him, needles and pins, when you wanna get married, when a man gets married, his trouble begins. When we lived in Mount Carmel, we found an old trunk in the old big Esplin household, and this was in the trunk. It's a leather-bound copy of As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. And it's, as you can see, it's old. One of the you see, I don't see a date on it. They still print this book.
These were some of the
Hairpins my mother used in her hair in the 40s. And she had long, dark hair. My brother Myron told his wife, she's part Indian. She was not part Indian.
but she was
She had long, thick,
a little Italian.
long, thick hairpins that they'd stick in to hold those little pieces of hair in place. Okay. The blessing suit that Ken and Stanley wore when they got blessed.
Nice.
Dedicated in Boise, we went. We carried a little handkerchief that I made out of a piece of white cloth. And it's been to 3 temple dedications.
Nice.
When a man comes to himself. So that was another one in with this one, with the leather one. This came from Wyoming. And there's no special story to it, but this is how we used to powder our faces. You get the powder and then you put it on your face. When I was married, I had it holding the lace veil. The little crown. He was an excellent speller. Okay, this is a not spelling thing, but this is his diploma. 1919, when he graduated from school. Arlene also taught handwriting. She was a school teacher, my cousin, and she taught in a one-room school. She had grade 1 through 8 in the one room. Attendance records, Dad kept those. These were important to him. And his attendance at school. 1915, whoop, didn't miss a day. 1918,
18.
15,
Good
18,
attendance, and let's see what-
left over from my mother's stamp collection. She had a great stamp collection. She gave it to Joe, and I guess his daughter must have inherited. Annie inherited a lot, and she came to Mother's and took a lot of things that she wanted before the family got involved, and that was kind of an unhappy thing. But these stamps may have some value to them still for a collector. Okay, this watch was my aunt. No, my mother couldn't wear a watch. I could not wear a watch. It would stop going. But this was, I think it was Aunt Audrey's, but I'm not positive. But it was an old-time watch, and it may have some value as an antique now. I don't know. I never used them, so if anybody wants to use them, they're placemats. They're beautiful.
Do you want to get them out and use them in the spring right now?
Yeah.
You and Dad?
Juan Camilo Restapa Lana, when he was an exchange student, he stayed with us.
Alpaca, beautiful scarf.
Woven scarf.
There it is. That's the hat that I was forced to wear as a child on a school bus. And how cool is that not?
You didn't wear it. I know you didn't wear it.
Yeah, I did till I got on the bus.
And then it was like cold wind, and I thought it would keep her warm, but she didn't. This hat was made out of a recycled wool because she recycled everything. And she made it for my little girl, Anita, and it was in Germany, and her name was Hilda. And Hilda was our landlady. She was 25 and I was 20, and we used to talk to each other. She couldn't speak English, I couldn't speak German, but we used a dictionary, and we had some of the best conversations you can ever imagine.
So this is the Hilda hat,
This is the Hilda hat. Looks like a little hill or a beehive.
That'd be
or something that no kid on a school bus would wear, lest they be mocked.
Married in December, or in October, and that didn't work out. Dad smashed his finger, and it was an all that kind of situation.
So this is Grandma Adam's wedding dress.
So just before Christmas, they eloped, and they got married, and she was wearing this dress. So that's what she got married in.
Quite the cute little dress. Grandma's wedding shoes that Aunt Sherry's trying on.
And I'm sure she
With
wore
their
them with
beautiful socks like
just
that.
like this.
Yep. No,
Yeah,
thank you.
I had white socks on because she had to wear. Brother Joe and I embroidered this. Winter evenings when no television was around, but Mother wanted us to develop the skill. She helped him on one end. I worked on the other end, and I don't know which end's which, but we made this little horse and carriage. And it used to, people would put these over the top of their little cabinets or whatever. And that was the decoration. So from your dad's boyhood, and he can remember his mother reading these stories to him. The Little Cliff Dweller. Okay, this one he didn't remember.
Let's see if I can
This
see
was
the title.
this was one of Grandma's. So here's the other one that he had: the Black Stallion
Oh yeah.
and
I can't read it. I got nothing.
what's that?
It's in the dark here.
The Black Stallion and something.
What's it, that little box special or inside it? Is treasure?
Well, once upon a time, this was special. My sister-in-law gave me a baby shower. Pictures of it. And these are some of the little favors that she had. She had some little babies, little naked babies.
Is this for
And a
Dave?
little thing. This was for Anita.
Oh. Wow.
That's the only baby shower I ever had was for you, dear.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't stay in one place long enough for people to hardly know who I was.
A boot.
And I always moved during my pregnancy. We one time bought a Christmas tree for the Festival of Trees, and it was a cowboy theme. It had little cowboy hats, and it had little boots on it. And you remember helping read,
Lewis?
read Slosh.
Oh.
And and decorating these trees and stuff. And so that's
Better
a
memory than me.
souvenir of
Didn't
that.
remember. Very nice.
The little box was a gift when I graduated from high school from a friend.
Here's a better of the bells. A better of the German beautiful
Vodka
cool
punch
things.
bowl.
Anita kind of has dibs on wanting those, just saying, but you can do whatever.
Just saying.
And I like that.
And this is the water buffalo that Kevin and you
Paddington.
brought back.
Water buffalo from where? Philippines?
Philippines, yeah. When
Yeah.
you guys came home, you brought it to me.
Yeah.
And my collection of tea kettles.
There's the sacrament cups.
Yeah. Oh, the little
Lizards?
geckos. Diane and Ken got those to me from Saipan.
Nice. And your little guys up here. Did you make those in Relief Society?
No, I bought those at a
Cute. Crafty something.
Christmas fair.
Cute.
Helped finance the hospital.
And your glass, anything here?
My little swan. It was my mother's.
Oh, that's beautiful.
She fell and broke her neck, so she wears a ribbon,
ribbon,
around it
yeah.
now. It's her artificial support.
And hi, Emily. We love your picture.
And this is just junk that came out of my laundry pockets.
And if people love copper,
yeah,
kettles?
they were from South America. They were Lisa's.
these copper kettles.
Uh-huh.
Ah. Okay. And your certificate from your years that they misprinted.
Yeah. Okay, my dad made this box as a treasure box for me. I was the only girl, so he liked to do nice things for me. He made a lot of nice things for me. Perimeter. Okay, inside the box, got a little pair of baby slippers. And this is what Anita wore when she was a tiny baby and got blessed. And this was a little thing I made when I went to girls' camp, and it's shot now. So it's a little shot glass, and we put rocks on it and made a cute little decoration. And it was supposed to hold toothpicks on your table when you got grown up. Never did use it for toothpicks.
What's on the outside of this?
There's a little rocks.
Kind of glue.
Yeah. And I don't know what that was. Here's the letter I earned when I was in my marching group.
Ah.
For Burley, not Burley, but
Bountiful.
And this
Bountiful
is a pair of
Braves.
blue jeans that my little boys wore when they were babies.
This
I thought that-
short legs.
Here's some more of these little stones that were glued. And this was made by Kim's family when she came from Saipan to live with us, and it was a gift. It was a kind of a necklace thing that hung
Which
around
child?
her neck.
Remember who? Kim?
Wally.
Wally. Okay.
Yeah, she stayed with us for 3 years and got married and still lives in Idaho. Her sister tried it, but it didn't work for her. She went back to Saipan. I don't know. I got a Valentine in here. I don't know what it is. I'll look at it later. This is my bandolo for when I went to Mutual. Right after I joined the church, I went into what was called the Mutual program, and we had badges that we earned and things that we did, and the
Beehive.
symbol that
Nice.
represented it. I made up this little candle or torch or something. The
Young women's
values,
colors.
maybe.
Yep.
And some extra ones that you had to
Sweet.
have a certain amount as you moved through the ranks.
Nice.
In Mutual. Down here is what I showed my horses in. I wore these little outfits. I've had some grandchildren try them on. I was a very tiny 13-year-old.
Yes, you were.
My jacket hit at the waist. And
I'm going
my
to turn my camera.
And I'll get out of the way. Cowgirl pants that I wore.
Sweet.
Very short, about the size of the average 10-year-old or 11-year-old when I was just about 13. And some more treasures in here are just some clothes that I used to wear. Here's a little skirt. I was a very tiny girl. I can't tell you how tiny I was. That was the skirt, and here was the vest.
Cute.
And I made this little outfit to wear when I was pretty young. And I had an aunt and a cousin that slept at our house during World War II while I was growing up, and they, for Christmas, made me a dolly blanket, my little dolly blanket, and that was it, I guess. I didn't keep the other one. And that, they handmade that little thing for me.
Very darling.
And what else have I got in here? Oh, this I think Anita brought back, or Diana, or maybe both of them. Some rocks from the Jordan River
Oh yeah.
where David and Goliath met.
There's your slingshot.
Here's the slingshot. And it was you. Anita taught me how to use the slingshot so I go out and kill my Goliath. There it is.
There's your
And
stones.
some rocks.
Your 5 stones.
5 stones out that he picked up. So I've had those. I've never used them in a class, but I always intend to. So if anybody's interested in these things, they're available. This is nothing. This is something I made to decorate a tabletop. This was a hobby that people did. My mother crocheted the trim, and
And you did all the cross stitch?
I did all the cross stitch on it.
Look
and
at that.
Used it for years on little bookcases or sewing machines or whatever. And then this was a little dress that my little girls were blessed in when they were babies. I don't think I can. Oh, here's the little slip.
You need to probably put some of these in your cedar chest, or maybe put that chest near each other or something, huh?
No, maybe so. And I love this. Oh, here's that other baby blanket, my little dolly blanket. Dad made me a baby bed, and the girls made me the
Oh, look at how cute that is.
cute. And I loved it. And I was spoiled, and I loved it.
And,
That's my
and
treasures.
here's another vest. And as you can tell, Mom has never grown out of loving vests.
I still love a vest.
We're just saying. Very
Keeps
cute.
you warm.
With a skirt?
And very cute. Look how cute.
Oh, that's so cute.
Very nice.
Yep. That would be in style right now. That's
Yes,
darling.
it would.
Wow.
Those colors are
Yeah, that
very
would be-
stylish right now.
Wow.
It would be ready.